Well, I understand that last November you invited a team to come and teach drum circles, not for drumming or for performing, but actually for conflict resolution, leadership training, youth empowerment, and economic development. And I wanted to ask you, what gave you the idea that drumming could help people in northern Iraq?
About back in the early 90s, I went to a drum circle at a NAMM show in Anaheim. And there are a few hundred people in that circle. It was my first circle and my last experience, but it lasted for over a decade. And
You never forgot that feeling.
I never forgot that feeling, and I was looking for peace-building activities. When we talk conflict resolution, many people think of negotiations, mediation, arbitration, but the drum has dialogue, and it has activity, and it's a form of communication, and it's a form of healing. And most conflicts are coming from inner pain, as well as external pain. We can see the injuries when somebody is hurt with an IED, which is a explosive device. We can see the leg amputated, but inside also the spirit and the mind is in deep pain. The drums have a vibration that I found back in the early 90s, 1991, that seemed to heal and to provide energy, positive energy. And so what I did, starting about 4 years ago, was study it in an Islamic context. Would it be allowed to have drums, as music is not always, entertainment is not considered allowed in the more traditional Islamic communities?
Sure, I can imagine. So you were checking if there was any religious resistance, or that it would be violating some cultural norm.
Yes,
is that right?
And when the drums in the Quran and the Al-Sunnah would be, when they talk about drums, when it would be appropriate. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, said at certain times, maybe at a wedding or for healing purposes. If it's for medicine, then it's good. So to go from the text, I went to religious scholars and imams, and I asked many of them, and I still continue to ask them, to open up discussion on healing. In Iraq, there's several groups that use just the daf, which is allowed, and some kettle drums, and their premise is also for healing. So
Right.
it was an all-go. I talked to many very traditional conservative religious leaders, and they, after discussing it and discussing the energy and the vibration and how it heals the blood pressure and the enzymes and stress, and conflict causes stress and high blood pressure, that yes, this can be done, and they're very interested.